And as I said, where in any locations where there's not enough supply for sharing, Tesla will just make its own cars and add them to the network in that place. In our own fleet, I don't know, I guess long term we have probably on the order of 10 million vehicles.
Hey, this is Warren Redlick. I just wanted to make a short video talking about the recent rise in Tesla stock. We've all seen it going up pretty fast, and I wanted to cover that really quickly. You can see that Tesla has gone up from under $800 a share to now $1,235 a share. That's a more than 50% jump in a month. So there's a tendency for people to think that it's hit some sort of maximum, that this is a peak, that you want to sell high and buy low. And I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what the right decision is for you. I want to try to give some long-term perspective. If you're thinking very short-term, at some point it's going to dip. Stocks go up, stocks go down. You can't know whether it's going to dip now from 1,200 and something to drop down to 1,000 again, or whether it's going to go up to 1,500 and then dip down to 1,300. You just can't know. There are people who think they know. No one knows. We might be at a local maximum. We might still be rising to another local maximum. So are you a short-term investor looking to make money on the trades, or are you a long-term investor looking to buy and hold? You know my view that Tesla is the next Tesla, and we have a long way to go up. Right? We're on a rise now, but there's a lot more to go. If you think that in 2030, Tesla will produce 20 million vehicles, if you think that in 2030, Tesla will have a robotaxi fleet of 10 million or maybe even 100 million robotaxis, making $20,000 to $50,000 in profit a year, and you do the math on what that means in terms of $500 billion to $2 trillion in gross profit on the robotaxi network alone, if you do the math and you think, I think Tesla's going to have 1 terawatt hours of energy storage business or 3 terawatt hours of energy storage business in 2030, and you put that together and you think, what? I think Tesla bot might actually happen, and they might sell 100 million Tesla bots a year. We don't know what this market is. They might have a fleet of Tesla bots that they're renting out. It's really hard to model Tesla bot, but if you look at those numbers, just even 20 million vehicles a year, then this $1,200 share price is low. Because what we're going to see is as Tesla scales production, as Tesla grows, they're also managing to be more efficient about their production, and profits are growing faster than sales and revenue. Revenue and sales are growing fast, but profit is actually growing faster because as you open a factory in Berlin, you're reducing your transportation costs of delivering products to Europe. As you expand in China, you're delivering, and the factory in China only supplies China. You're reducing the transportation cost of getting your products to your customers in China. As you develop your supply chain locally around your factory, you're reducing the cost of producing your vehicles. So the cost of selling the vehicles, of producing and selling the vehicles, getting the vehicles to customers is going down while the price is holding steady or going up. So Tesla's profit is going up faster than revenue and sales. So when you're looking down the road to 2030, if you're a buy and hold investor, you just don't worry about the dips and the jumps. So am I happy that the stock is up to 1,200 or 1,230 or whatever it's at today? Sure, that's good news. Does it really matter for the long term when I'm looking out 5 years and 10 years? No. I see 5 years from now, Tesla's making 10 million vehicles a year and has a fleet of robotaxis running, and they're making ridiculous money. And they're making money on selling Dojo's AI training services to other companies. And they're making money on the robotaxi fleet. There's so many different ways that Tesla has to grow. Maybe they're going to have an HVAC system. They're going to sell to residential customers. They're going to be making money on Megapack. They're going to be making money on solar and Powerwall. There's so many different ways that this business grows fast and large. And this $1.2 trillion market cap is going to seem like chump change when Tesla is a $5, $10, $20 trillion company. With that said, this is not professional investment advice. I'm not a professional investment advisor. I'm telling you how I look at it. I see it as a long-term investor. I have my stock in an IRA and 2 other accounts. I am not planning on selling my stock until 2030 unless something really unusual happens. The one thing that I think could happen, and we're nowhere near there yet, is, from my perspective, is if the stock price overshoots. So we get to 2026, and I think that Tesla should be worth $20,000 a share, but Wall Street has overreacted, and Tesla's trading at $40,000 a share. That's a scenario where at that point, I'm probably going to sell some stock. I might sell all of it. It sort of depends. Looking at 2026, where do I think it's going then? I think you have to look at where do I think this stock is going? Where do I think this company is going? What do I think the value will be in 5 years, 10 years down the road? And then you compare, well, what's the share price now? If I think it's going to be a $20,000 stock in 2030, then why the heck would I sell at $1,200 or $1,300 a share now? It doesn't make sense. And where are you going to put that money that's going to give you a better return long term? That is a challenge. Now, Starlink does an IPO. Does it make sense to sell some Tesla stock to buy into that? You get an opportunity to invest in the Boring Company. I think these are two very, very big growth companies with a lot of potential. Maybe it makes sense to diversify into other Elon businesses. Neuralink, Beyond Meat. There's some other companies out there that are very innovative. If you see somewhere you want to invest, then that might be a good choice. If you need money, right? You need the money because you're going to buy a house. One guy on Twitter said he was selling half a stock. He's going to buy a house in Redwood City, California. Okay, houses in Redwood City, California are really expensive. Probably a good investment. All right. Not the choice I would make, but I respect that choice. But if you're just selling because you think, well, it's too high for what? You can't value how high is too high. It's not possible to do that unless you have a fundamental valuation of the company. And you're looking at this company and saying, how big is this company going to get? How fast? What revenue does that produce? What profit does that produce? And so on. My models, people who follow my channel, you look at my models, the battery revenue model, the robotaxi model, I see Tesla going to $10,000 a share or $20,000 a share, even $50,000 or $100,000 a share, depending on how things break out. So $1,200, $1,300 a share is still cheap from my perspective. There's no reason to sell at this point for me. I don't need the money. I'm not buying a house. I don't have some particular need. I do have other money. I have income from this channel. I have other sources of income. And I don't spend a lot. I'm doing this to generate wealth, to take care of myself in my future when I might no longer be able to generate income, and to take care of my children and my family and so on. And those needs are not immediate. If you can get to a point in your life where you don't have the immediate needs and you can afford to invest some money, then you buy and hold. The idea of playing the game of trying to guess where the high is and trying to guess where the low is, that's a very, very hard game to play. So those are some thoughts. I hope this is helpful to you as you decide what to do with your Tesla stock or whether you're going to buy into Tesla stock in the near future. I hope this is helpful to you. If you like this video, please check out some other videos. Please support this channel on Patreon. Check the links in the description below. Check out my political channel on Locals, where I'm going to be doing a live stream this Sunday. My live stream from this channel is moving there. Check out the t-shirts at elonbits.com and the stainless steel mug and all that, elonbits.com. Check out my book, Fair DUI, if you want to understand what happens in a traffic stop. There's a link to this in the description below as well. And thank you so much for watching.